Good evening. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Kettering City Council. Today's date is July 8th, 2025. Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads for a short invocation. As we gather tonight, we are grateful for the opportunity to serve our community. May wisdom guide our decisions, fairness shape our discussions, and compassion lead our actions. Grant us the courage to face challenges, the patience to seek solutions, and the vision to build a brighter future. May this meeting reflect our commitment to collaboration, respect, and service. And I would just like to add that I know everyone's hearts are heavy across the country tonight as we watch our brothers and sisters in Texas suffer an unspeakable tragedy. The numbers seem to be getting larger and larger, and we can only keep everyone in our prayers down there, the families that are involved, the victims of the flood, and those who have survived. It's just one of those things that we will all pull through together, but our hearts are certainly heavy tonight. I would like to recognize our Miami Valley Communications Council TV operator, Evan Russell. Thank you for your assistance of it. And I'd ask Mrs. Fisher for a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Your Honor, I have reviewed both the council meeting and workshop minutes for June the 24th. I do find them in order, and I move for approval.
Second.
Any questions, additions, comments? Okay, please call the roll.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Abstain?
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes. Okay, we have appointments and special presentation. We do have a proclamation tonight for Parks and Recreation Month, and I'm going to ask Mrs. Fisher to read that.
I am delighted. I have a proclamation, whereas Parks and Recreation Departments are an integral part of our communities throughout this country, and whereas the Parks and Recreation improves the quality of life for our residents by building a healthy, active, and connected community, and whereas Parks and Recreation contributes to the well-being of the community by providing places and programs for children, adults, and families to connect with nature, art, and each other. And whereas Parks and Recreation creates treasured memories and family traditions that are passed down from generation to generation. And whereas the U.S. House of Representatives has designated July as Park and Recreation Month. And whereas Kettering, Ohio recognizes the health, societal, economic, and environmental benefits derived from Parks and Recreation. Therefore, Peggy Lehner, Mayor of the City of Kettering, and the City Council and the community do hereby proclaim July 25 to be Parks and Recreation Month. Signed on the same day.
Okay, thank you very much. Receiving this will be Shauna Llewellyn and Jen Brandt. Jen's a brand new face with the department. So we'll take this opportunity to welcome you.
Thank you.
And please.
Thank you.
If
Well,
like.
thank you, Mayor Lehner and members of City Council. We are honored to accept this proclamation on behalf of an incredible team at Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts. We feel really lucky to get to work with such great people. So July, Parks and Recreation Month, and we think that's a great reason to celebrate. So whether our fellow community members are splashing at a Venture Reef Water Park or strolling through one of our amazing 22 parks, or listening to a concert at Frey's, or signed up for one of our many, many programs, we are really proud of what we offer to this community. So we love bringing people together, helping families make memories, and helping to keep Kettering active, connected, vibrant. So thank you for your continued support for what we do. Happy Parks and Rec Month, and thank you for celebrating with us. And like Mayor said, I'm really happy to introduce Jen Brandt. She is the new Recreation Programs Superintendent for our department.
Would you like to come forward and as your first official? We'll like to present that to you.
Thank you so much.
And I know that you were working the fireworks every night. They were absolutely awesome. So congratulations on a super job. Got out of there a lot quicker. I don't know if you were responsible for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right. We have no public hearings this evening. However, if anyone in the audience would like to come down and speak to any of the legislation that is on tonight's agenda, they may do so at this time. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Speakers must state their name and address. Comments should be addressed to council. If you have comments that are not about the legislation on tonight's agenda, there will be an opportunity at the end of the meeting for you to be heard. Is there anyone who wishes to speak tonight? Okay, seeing none, we will move on with the agenda. We have no ordinances in second reading this evening. I would like to start resolutions with Mrs. Fisher and call you to do the first one.
Excellent, Your Honor. I do have a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into agreements with the Ohio Department of Transportation to allow the city of Kettering to serve as responsible lead agency for the administration of MOT-State Route 48 Recon Bike Path Project, city number NO. I love these.
Keep going.
02-100U, ODOT PID 124300. And it is requested by Engineering Department, and I do move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Greason, would you like to make any additional comments?
Well, Your Honor and members of council, we like to call this something differently than all those numbers that the Vice Mayor read. We like to call it the Far Hills of the Future. This project involves construction of a new shared use path for pedestrians and bicyclists on the east side of Far Hills Avenue between Stroop Road and Dorothy Lane. You're aware that an extra northbound, in this case an extra northbound vehicular travel lane on this section of Far Hills will be removed to construct the new shared use path. The project will be constructed with a street lighting replacement project that is federally funded through the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission. The Ohio Department of Transportation recently awarded Kettering $2,320,000 in federal transportation alternative program funds and highway safety improvement program funds for this project. And MVRPC had previously awarded us $765 in federal carbon reduction program funds for the street lighting replacement project. The total grant funding equals over $2.9 million. The total project cost is currently estimated at $3,951,275,000. Construction is anticipated to begin in late 2027 or early 2028. You passed a resolution on December 3rd, 2024 that authorized us to submit a funding application to ODOT for this purpose, and we're very pleased that the hard work of our engineering team to develop those applications and prepare estimates and the scope was successful in attracting these funds to Kettering. And as I'll point out, that I think I've shared before, I believe we were the only municipality that obtained funds from this project. I think that's right. In Montgomery County, we got funded not only for this very important project, but also an over $700,000 bike path in the Miami Valley Research Park along research between County Line and the entrance to Six Rivers. So we're super excited about this project and the success our staff has had in attracting grant funding for Kettering. Be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Do we have any questions? Okay. Okay, seeing none, call the roll.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mayor Laner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for and accept on behalf of the Kettering Municipal Court grant funds from the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction. The estimated cost is $349,230. The amount budgeted is $0, and this is requested by Judge Long and Judge Dressel. I move for approval.
Second.
I'm sorry, Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. The Bureau of Community Sanctions is administering a grant program that provides funding to probation departments and community-based correctional facilities throughout Ohio. And the goal of this program is adopting policies and practices based on the latest research to reduce the number of offenders on probation supervision who violate the conditions of their supervision. The Kettering Municipal Court has been a recipient of this grant for several funding cycles dating back to 2015, I think July of 2015. And the court has again been awarded this grant in the amount of $349,230. This will cover expenses for a 2-year period, and the funds will cover the cost of the program, including a full-time probation officer. There are no matching funds that are required by the City of Kettering for this grant. I'd be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Anyone have any questions? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mayor Laner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city for Kettering, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. Pretty straightforward. You just authorized us to accept the grant from the state from the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction. Now we need to appropriate the funds to be able to use them. And so this is a supplemental appropriation of the $349,230 grant that we will use over the next 2 years.
Okay, anyone have any questions? Okay, seeing none, call the roll.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Laner?
Yes. That concludes our resolutions for this evening. We do have one ordinance in first reading. And who's going to be reading it?
Mr. Scott?
Mr. Scott?
Your Honor, I have an ordinance in first reading to rezone 2325 Wilmington Pike from O Office District to BP Business Park District. Planning Commission case number PC 25-003, and this is requested by Planning and Development Department.
Okay, that's first reading, thank you. At this point, Mrs. Hayslip, do we have any certifications and petitions?
Your Honor, we do not have any certifications or petitions this evening.
Okay, great. We will then go immediately to the city manager's report and city update.
Yes, Your Honor. It's a relatively brief meeting, and I'll have hopefully a brief report as well. We want to highlight block parties. Block parties are a terrific way to meet or get acquainted with your neighbors. It seems to be raining a little less, but we want you to brave the heat. You can download a block party request, get together with your neighbors, and we want to assist you in doing that. You can find information about how to do that at the city's website or by calling the number at our engineering department that is on the screen. It is also time to apply for neighborhood or nominate Neighborhood Pride Awards. So we want people to take a moment to nominate their neighbor, a business, or themselves, or any Kettering resident that they think is deserving of the Neighborhood Pride Award. We will be accepting nominations online or by emailing our volunteer administrator, Lindsay Curry, at the email on the screen. And the deadline for nominations is August 1st. There'll also be a submission form there is a submission form in the Contact with Kettering. We always want to highlight some immediately upcoming Phrase and Lincoln Park events. Kickin' Chicken Wing Fest. If you like chicken wings, this is the event that you want to be at. July 12th, 4 to 10. Gates open at 4. This is a free community festival with free live music. Encourage people to attend. We are a partner with a number of other organizations, the Partners for Healthy Youth, the Community Foundation of Kettering, and Kettering City Schools, in helping put on the community hot dog roasts. These are free hot dog dinners from 5:30 to 7 p.m. on July 16th at Poland Farm, July 24th at the Habitat, July 29th at the Kettering Recreation Complex. This is an opportunity for the community to get together. We invite the entire Kettering community. There'll be interactive booths, giveaways, Kona Ice, and hot dogs, of course. And this is a great way to connect with your friends and neighbors in Kettering. Speaking of neighbors, we have our Board of Community Relations, and I don't want to steal Councilmember Sudduth, our liaison to the BCR's thunder. But we have many good people in Kettering who go the extra mile to help their neighbors, and as a result we have a Good Neighbor Award that celebrates these individuals, and we encourage that if you have people that go above and beyond in your neighborhood, to nominate your good neighbor. You can do that using the QR code on the screen, obviously by contacting the City of Kettering, and nominations are due by August 31st. We are always interested in maintaining the health of our community, and we offer free blood pressure clinics. We do that in partnership with the Dayton Metro Library. The Kettering Moraine branch on Far Hills is where they are located, and the July, August, and September dates are on the screen. We certainly encourage people to come and take advantage of this opportunity. Your Honor, that's all I have this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Might be the lazy days of summer, but there certainly seems to be a lot going on in the city.
There is.
So, at this time, if you would like to come speak before council on an issue other than the legislation on tonight's agenda, you may please come down to the podium. Each speaker will have a 5-minute limit. Speakers are asked to state their name and address. Is there anyone here who would like to speak before City Council tonight? Don't see anyone standing up, so we'll move right along. Oh, I'm sorry. You're waiting for the light. Okay. Please remember to state your name and address. And we will be timing. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, I will make it sweet and
Okay.
short. Good evening, council and mayors. I come here to you, I was here about this same time last year. Mr. Sullivan remembered me from being here on basically the same issue. Not the same issue, but one identical to it. I take a lot of pride in my city of Kettering. I've had a Neighborhood Pride Award 3 times. My sister lives on the same street as I do. She's lived there 70 years. She bought the first house on the street. And she's had it 8 times. So we take a lot of pride in our city and our state. But we have people who will not do anything to their property. And we have one on our street that has to have something done. We've dealt with him for years. He has a big food truck parked in his front yard, 2 wrecked cars. There is weeds growing over top of his car. If I could, I'd like to show you the picture here.
I was about to say,
Sir,
I
please.
may have missed you. Did you state your address?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Real.
2949 East Cummings Lane.
I was sure that you must have done it because no one yelled, but nobody yelled. But, yeah.
This is what his property is now. My sister lives across the street from him instead of. It's pitiful that we have somebody that won't do anything, and he thumbs his nose at the councilman when they come out and talk to him. I know Mr. Sullivan has met with this guy before, and he thumbs his nose at people and says the people here in the city of Kettering is afraid of him. I let him know I'm not afraid of him. I'm not intimidating him, but I want the property cleaned up. Whatever it takes to do, we need it cleaned up bad. It's getting close to the future where I'm going to have to be selling my home, my wife and I both. I'm 80 years old now, and we know we're going to have to. I don't want to see the value of my house drop. I've worked too hard all my life to get what I got to see that happen. And people like this will cause it to drop drastically. I wouldn't buy a house on that street right now. But any help that you people can give me, you worked with me last year on the other property that we had over on Glen Heath, and it worked out great. Appreciate the help that we got.
Do you know what the house number is of that house?
2901.
2901. Thank you very much, sir.
29 or 41?
2901.
Gotcha.
Okay, all right. All I can say is we will certainly call this to the attention of the people who oversee the program
Okay. I
and
certainly
see what we
appreciate
can
it.
do about it. This is a problem that in all the years that I've been on council, I know we've seen it over and over. I do not understand people who do not recognize that they have a responsibility to themselves and the community as a whole and to their neighbors.
He has
to
done
do
this-
minimum maintenance
When
at
this-
the best. And this is,
When this guy was being raised up as a kid, I was a contractor. I remodeled that house
wow,
twice when his mom and dad was alive.
yeah,
He was raised by great parents, but after they both passed away, he just let it go.
yeah. Well, sometimes there's circumstances that we don't immediately see and he needs some kind of help, but we will certainly look into it. And I don't know if any other council members had any questions or comments, but we're about up at time. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Okay, we will do the best we can. Feel free to come back. Hope you don't have to. Okay. We will now move to city council reports, and Mrs. Fisher, calling you first.
Well, Your Honor, if anybody's looked at my face, they see it's very red. That's because I was at Adventure Reef for 4 hours today. And so Parks and Recs, very important to my family. Had my 2 grandkids there, and I exercised at the Latham Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I used the pickleball courts, as well as sign my kids up for classes all the time. So, good user, but I want to do a shout out to our lifeguards today. Today there were 3 different camps that converged on Adventure Reef, and kids were everywhere and wild. And our lifeguards are consistent and professional as they tell them to stop running 100 times. And I talked to one of them at one point, and I said, how many times did you blow that whistle? An hour. And he goes, an hour? And he stopped, and I go, you know, and he goes, I think at least for running 5 times per hour. I said, I know you blow your whistle when they're not doing things they're supposed to be doing, but I said, man, just constant. So shout out to all of our lifeguards that we do have for Adventure Reef, because they're doing an exceptional job. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Sullivan.
I would like to shout out the Phrase staff. 2 weekends ago, I was not able to attend Avett Brothers, which I wish I could have. I love Avett Brothers, but we had our block party. So, we love our block party.
Bad planning.
We weren't going to miss that. It's the same weekend every year. Bad planning on Avett Brothers. But, so they had the Avett Brothers concert, and then the next day they had, for the first time, Kids Fest, which was awesome. I don't know if anyone had a chance to be there. It was great. And literally the circus was in town. The Cincinnati Circus was there. So you had Avett Brothers, big event, then it transforms for Kids Fest, and then the next day I drove by Lincoln Park, and you would never know anything happened that weekend. So just incredible how that space can be used, and then just return to a quiet park where people are walking their dogs by the fountains. So just wanted to shout out everybody at the city that was involved in that. Good work.
Thank you.
I don't have anything for the good of the order tonight, thanks.
Thank you.
This must be the theme of the evening is shout-outs. Nothing to report from any of my committees, but I want to recognize a group of people in this city that we take for granted and we never should, because when you need them, you need them. And I'm speaking of our EMTs, the Kettering Fire Department. An immediate family member of mine needed assistance Saturday morning, was in distress. 2 young men took my mother to Miami Valley South. I met them there. They were the utmost competent and professional as they could be. I hope I never have to use them. But again, these people we depend on, and when you need them, you need them.
Thank you. Well said.
Just a couple of quick things. Jackie, while you were at the pool today, I was interviewing KLA people. We're preparing for next year's class, and we're very excited. We have some really great candidates who applied. We can't wait. Also, just a quick thank you to the Kettering Foundation, who, and I'm a couple weeks behind, as you guys know, but who granted us a grant for KLA to help offset some of our costs and do some new things. So we're very grateful to the Kettering Foundation. And that's it.
Thank you. Mr. Sutter.
Mr. Greason touched on earlier, just now's the time to nominate those neighbors that are doing great work in your neighborhood and look for those stories. You know, we know those that people are doing great things in our neighborhood, and this is a chance for us to recognize them. And it comes with a small gift certificate for a business in the city and recognition from the mayor and council. And it's just an opportunity just for us to recognize neighbors that are going above and beyond to take care of one another. Also, you know, it's Parks and Rec Month, and, you know, both Shane and I served on the Parks Board before we were council members, and it's important to us, and part of that is the Arts Center at Rosewood, and right now there's an awesome exhibition. It's a landscape exhibition. It's a juried show. There's some beautiful pieces there in the gallery, so over the next 2 weeks, you still have time to get there, a week and a half or so. And also, those of us who live in the city, you should know this week is the county fair. They don't have kettle corn. I checked on Sunday when it opened. But lots of great kids from the cities that are out there at the fairgrounds this week showing animals and really putting their work on display. The same Cincinnati group that you talked about, they're there for the week, the circus, and activities for all ages at the county fairgrounds. And that concludes this Saturday. So don't miss that opportunity. And that is all I have tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. Like I said earlier, it's a busy time of year, and one of the highlights of it always is the fireworks, and I'm surprised no one mentioned it. I don't know if they didn't go, but they were awesome, and they just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. And I thought I was going to miss the fact there were no drones. I didn't miss them at all. It was just really cool. So I hope everybody is enjoying their summer and will continue to do so. And if you have nothing to do, it's because you have not gone on the website and read about many activities taking place in the city. So go there, look it up. There's something for everybody. With that, being no further business to come before the City Council, our next regularly scheduled City Council meeting will be July 22nd, 2025, and this meeting is adjourned.